In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the perfect accompaniment for your flower beds, for your vegetable beds, for your greenhouses with just 4 ingredients. And instead of making this in a week, the difference is this is going to take about 6 months to make, but it's going to be absolutely super fertilizer. Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to the homestead. Summer it's not coming to an end, but it's the first week of August. And already I'm starting to think about next year. I want the perfect fertilizer for my gardening work here, and so I'm going to get work to it right now. And for this you need 4 ingredients and a big barrel, because you're going to make a lot of it. 2 ingredients are just from your garden, and well, 3 ingredients are from your garden, and 1 is from your kitchen cupboard. So what we're going to do is get started. Earlier on I was chopping up some nettles using our wood chipper. I've modified it slightly to be able to accept softer biomass. It was getting stuck and clogged before, and it was a bit of a pain, but now we've got over that. And so I managed to, Gita the other day was trimming a load of nettles which have grown quite tall, and we can use those because they're a plant that holds a lot of minerals and a lot of fertility, and we'll be using those as the core ingredient. We'll be topping it up with some comfrey, which I've got in the garden, and then I've also got some microbial rich soil from our forest, and I'll show you how I got that, and then I'll show you how now I'm going to mix it all together and let it fester. So the first thing we need is this, and what I've done is gone over to our nearest patch of forest, and I've just brushed back the top layer of sticks and leaves, and I've scraped off about the next sort of centimetre where we've got the top of the soil. There are some leaves in there, there are a lot of broken down organic matter and other bits and pieces, and that's where, you know, a lot of the microbes will be, a lot of the bacteria, a lot of the soil fungus and all things like that, leaf mold, etc. And that's all the goodness that we really want into our mix, and to let that grow and accelerate. And so that'll be our first ingredient, these soil microbes. So in that goes. Let's put in some water just to mix that in. Technically water's a 5th ingredient, I suppose. We've got 4 dry ingredients and then water. And then what we're going to do next into that is to feed the microbes. I'm going to put some natural brown sugar, muscovado sugar, or some molasses, something like that. There's no, you know, I'm putting in what I've got really, which is not a lot, maybe 100 grams. But if you've got more, then you can put a bit more in. So you can see nice and dark brown. So I'll give that a stir around. Good. Now we're going to put our dry ingredients in, which is our comfrey and the nettles. Nearly forgot there that I chopped up earlier. And then what I'm also going to do is start layering in this comfrey a bit. I'll shove it all in. If you find that the biomass ingredients sink much further than you thought because of the air, then you can always top them up a bit. Now I'm using rainwater here, which we've stored in a barrel from around the barn, but you can use well water as well. I wouldn't use tap water necessarily, but you can do, providing it's not chlorinated. I don't really know anyone in the countryside over here that will have tap water from the mains. Okay, that's enough water for now, because I'm not looking to make a lot of concentrate to use straight away. Sorry, a lot of mixture to use straight away. I'm looking to make it a bit more concentrated. I'm going to leave it there for now. What we'll do finally is we'll just put the lid on so we don't get any mosquitoes or anything in there, and then we'll just leave it to fester for a few weeks, and then we'll come back to see what it looks like. Okay, it's 48 hours later, not 2 weeks but 48 hours. So let's have a look what's been going on. So some of the stuff's floated to the top, so I'll give that a stir around. It's starting to smell a little bit, which is nice. There's nice bubbles there forming, so that means there is some biological activity in the swamp, whatever you want to call it. Good, I'm happy with that. We shall now leave it for 2 weeks. Okay, we're back. It's 2 months. I think I said in the last clip we'll come back in 2 weeks, but it's 2 months. It's middle of October, and we're now ready to take our mixture and decant it to store it over winter. Now, this time 10 years ago we were at 25 centimetres under snow. Now we've got one of the warmest Octobers on record. Make of that what you will, but nevertheless the temperatures will change soon. It's time to get this stuff safely away in the basement so it can overwinter where the temperatures will stay above zero. So I'll take the lid off and we'll have a look inside, have a look at our lovely mixture, and then we'll get on and get it out into these. I've got these nice barrels which we can decant it into, and like I say, put it in the basement. So here's our mixture. Looks lovely, doesn't it? Never worry about the scum on the top, doesn't mean anything. And this we've packed full of goodness. There's all the stuff in there that's broken down. And most importantly, it's packed full of those microorganisms which are known as indigenous microorganisms, IMO, in Korean natural farming. And it's those microorganisms which we need to get into the soil and to help our plants take up all those nutrients and minerals that they need to grow healthily. It doesn't smell too bad at the moment. A little bit fruity, but not too fruity. There's lots of stuff at the bottom actually. We want some of this stuff in our mixture, but not all the the really woody material that's at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is probably try and get it out as much as I can using a watering can, and then we'll see what happens when we get to the bottom. Alright, that's our 60 litres of mixture bottled up, and you can see there's still quite a bit left over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in the greenhouse, in the polycarbonate greenhouse, and get it into the soil there, and that can work over winter
and into spring, really ready for spring, because we do a lot of planting in here in spring. This has multiple crops in it, so that would be good for the soil in here.
So the last thing to do really is just to empty the barrel with everything that's left in it. So what I decided to do was to go out into our potato and garlic beds area and empty the barrel into one of the no-dig potato beds that we did this year. Actually, the bed yielded really well. It's a newer bed. So yeah, anyway, I emptied the barrel and there's all the decomposed, well, partly decomposed nettles and comfrey, which I just spread out over one of the beds, and all the remaining liquid, there wasn't an awful lot. The bed's on a slight slope, so the liquid would run down through the bed and spread itself out. So we'll see how what kind of effect that has next year, whether it's supercharged or I don't know, we'll see. But I'm sure that in any way, in any case, the nettles will break down. And then last of all, of course, I'm just putting it in the basement. Put those barrels in the basement where they'll be safe from any harsh temperatures. They won't freeze and explode or split. And the basement's about 8 degrees, something like that. 8 to 10 degrees. So got potatoes and other stuff down there. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Hope you found it useful, and I encourage you to have a go at making this stuff for next year. And of course in spring we'll be getting it back up and spraying it onto all our beds. So thanks for watching. Give us a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.